It's been a long time. I know I'm a horrible YouTuber, but I have a very good excuse. I moved house. Finally, I'm in my new house now, and you'll be seeing more of this because maybe I wasn't here, but I was filming stuff for you, like making things and restoring furniture and all that. But this is a sewing video because, of course, I love to sew and I missed sewing. So I took the opportunity because I'm gonna have my hair cut very soon. I thought I would make the most of this because it looks a lot like Marilyn's haircut and style when she was wearing that beautiful light blue polka dot dress. I found patterns for that and I decided to make it. If you're interested, then keep on watching.
Here are the pattern pieces laid on the big table, and I'm using two different patterns for this dress. I'm using one from the Vintage Sewing Pattern Company, which is a Marilyn Monroe inspired dress, and I'm using the patio skirt from Boardwalk Sundress pattern from Gertie's Patreon. And here's Chico, who is of course sleeping because that's all he's doing all day on my pattern. And I'm showing you here that I'm using bed sheets for this dress, which I recently got for my new house, and the cats managed to scratch and tear them already, so I thought I might as well use them for this dress because it's the perfect powder blue color. This pattern piece is for the patio skirt, and I have to cut 6 of these. 6 because the fabric is doubled up. So it's basically 12 pieces. And all these 12 pieces will need to be gathered. That is a lot of gathers. You'll see that happening next. I'm constructing the bodice, and this is the upper front, and I am putting the gathering stitches at the upper and lower edges. And then I will be taking the upper front lining, which is this part, and I have sewn the darts. And then I'm gathering the piece, the upper and lower edges, and I will be connecting the two pieces together, making sure to spread the gathers along the edges of the front lining. And here it is, the two pieces together, and it looks lovely. And here it is, all connected, and this is the midriff. And you can see how it turned out. I think it looks beautiful. I love this shape, especially along the breast area. And I decided to add some lining for the midriff, so I'm just cutting the same pieces again and sewing them on the bodice. I think it looks much more complete and clean on the inside right now, and because that fabric is quite sheer, I think it needed a second layer. What do you think? And this is Artemis, my new puppy. She's around 5 months old, and look how peacefully she's sleeping. I got this bias tape, which is quite a stiff fabric, and it wasn't the best choice, but it was all I could find in my new area, and I'm using it for straps for the bodice. And also I will be finishing the edges of the bodice at the upper side, front and back. I wanted to show you how long these pieces are. This is the middle tier, which is 4 pieces, and the third lower tier is 8 pieces, which is a lot of fabric, which I will have to gather all of it. At least it's just the upper part. I already constructed the upper tier, and this is me gathering the middle tier, which was not too bad. The lower one was a nightmare. The instructions say to do double rows of gathering stitches, but I think in my case it was a mistake because I didn't have piping and I only had this bias tape, which was kind of short, and it ended up showing a little bit of my gathering stitches, which I'm gonna fix at some point. And now let the gathering marathon begin. Oh my gosh.
24 hours later.
Well, it almost took that long, and it almost took that long as well to gather, but this time I did only one row of gathering stitches, and it was a lot easier to gather and a lot easier to sew as well with the piping, well, slash bias tape. And here I am trying to pin the middle and lower tier together with the bias tape sandwiched between the tiers, and it has been a struggle to do that. So at some point I just gave up, and I moved to the sewing machine and tried to just hold all the pieces together and line them properly to sew them. But of course there were some mistakes. I switched back to my vintage sewing machine because I had that light blue thread to connect the bodice to the patio skirt, and this is the sewing of the zipper, and it's a lap zipper because I think it's the best choice.
It's 5:30 and my appointment at the hairdresser's is at 5:30, or it was at 5:30, so I need to go. Like, I did this literally the last minute, but I'm glad I did. I hope the pictures and clips came up nice. Yeah, I do have a few things that I would like to do better next time, or to improve when I have some time on this dress, but in general I quite like it. I hope you did as well.